Barry, who you voting for?
Donald J. Don Trump, the Don.
Why?
Because he's the best president since sliced bread.
That is funny.
The man do what he say he's gonna do. I never seen it yet in my life. Everything the man say he's gonna do, he do it. Then his sister, his family trying to put him down. She don't even know what a great man this man she have in her own damn family. The man is a genius.
What about Biden?
Biden, that criminal, 47 years, he didn't do nothing for the black man. More than make a crime bill and he brag about it, and then he come and try not even apologizing. He's a crazy kid. He done done for America 47 years, now we find out it's all been still for China. China. Right. And I'm watching the American people because I could tell you one thing. I'm going to stand back and watch because they ain't going to take away the people's Second Amendment. I don't got any, so I'm not worried. But I know it's America. You can't touch that. And that's what all they want to do, take away the amendment.
So you're telling people to vote for Trump, right?
They have to. If they do not vote for Trump, it's finished, brother. God is in the midst. He's sealed and covered by the blood. They can't touch him. God sent him the right time. Believe me, I'm here 47 years, and this is the best. The best. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread. The greatest thing since sliced bread.
I made it clear to early on to President Putin that if he were to move into Ukraine, that there'd be severe consequences.
And the White House says that Biden made it clear the U.S. and its allies would, quote, respond decisively if Russia's further invaded Ukraine.
If they invade, they're going to pay.
Joe Biden issued a warning, and the warning said in very simple terms is, do not invade Ukraine.
President Biden today warned the Russian leader not to invade Ukraine.
It is going to be a disaster for Russia if they further invade Ukraine.
The president urged Vladimir Putin to de-escalate the situation in Ukraine.
If in fact he invades Ukraine, there will be severe consequences. Severe consequences.
President Joe Biden again warned Russian leader Vladimir Putin of the cost of any invasion of Ukraine.
Our allies and partners are ready to impose severe cost and significant harm on Russia and the Russian economy.
The White House says that the president told Putin that the U.S. and NATO will respond decisively if Russia invades Ukraine.
Today, President Biden told Ukraine's president that the United States and its allies would respond, quote, swiftly and decisively to a new Russian invasion into the country.
Breaking news, Russia has now begun invading Ukraine. A series of explosions have been heard in the eastern section of the country.
I've been absolutely clear with President Putin. He has no misunderstanding. If any assembled Russian units move across the Ukrainian border, that is an invasion.
As the president of the United States issues an extraordinary warning to President Vladimir Putin, cut it out on the border of Ukraine or face new economic punishment.
Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II. The Russian military attacking from the south, the north, the east, taking out military installations and moving closer tonight on strategic cities.
But there is no doubt, let there be no doubt at all, that if Putin makes this choice, Russia will pay a heavy price.
A Russian missile striking the second largest city in Ukraine. This as a convoy of Russian troops is making its way to Ukraine's capital.
With Russia's continuing its buildup of its forces around Ukraine, we are ready no matter what happens.
Donald Trump says it looks like Putin could have been satisfied with the peacemaking, but the weakness, incompetence and stupidity of the Biden administration has now changed his mind.
That the Biden administration says goes beyond the traditional sanctions.
There is no president in our lifetime weaker than Joe Biden.
President Biden warned Putin that the U.S. and its allies are willing to go much further than they have before.
Joe Biden's poll numbers are in the tank. The American people see that he's lying. No one respects him. No one believes him. And maybe it's time that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, stop lying to you, the American people.
Among the other threats President Biden made today, he said the U.S. might send more troops to Eastern Europe, and he told Putin that any Russian aggression could spell doom for the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
The Nord Stream pipelines blown up and leaking tons of methane into the atmosphere.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
I promise you we'll be able to do it.
In the Baltic Sea, bubbles caused by a mega underwater gas leak.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
The gas is escaping from 3 points on Russia's Nord Stream pipelines.
I promise you we'll be able to do it.
The mysterious damage seemingly happening just hours apart. The result of a freak coincidence?
It was a deliberate act of sabotage, and now the Russians are pumping out disinformation and lies. And when it comes to Nord Stream 2, the pipeline that would bring natural gas from Russia to Germany, if Russia further invades Ukraine, it will not happen. There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it. And now the Russians are pumping out disinformation and lies. And when it comes to Nord Stream 2, if Russia further invades Ukraine, it will not happen. A deliberate act of sabotage. I promise you we'll be able to do it. And now the Russians are pumping out disinformation and lies.
But all of America's problems did not originate 5,000 miles away in Moscow. They're your policies. Don't expect Joe Biden to ever right the ship or take responsibility. That would mean he'd have to admit that Donald Trump was right on the border, right on energy, right on Afghanistan, right on the economy. But that's never going to happen. Biden has never been particularly competent, but now he is also weak, frail, and a cognitive mess.
I want to play something what President Biden said.
The idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains going in with American pilots and American crews, just understand, and don't kid yourself, no matter what you all say, that's called World War III, okay?
President Biden announcing he's sending 31 powerful American Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
The idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains, just understand, and don't kid yourself, that's called World War III.
The Biden administration plans to send Ukraine M1 Abrams tanks.
That's called World War III, okay? Today, I'm announcing that the United States will be sending 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. The idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains, that's called World War III, okay? Let's get it straight here, guys.
The Biden administration now prepared to announce they are sending M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
And this guy doesn't have a clue. Here's a serious question every American needs to ask tonight. Do you feel safe and secure with that man as your president at the helm of your country? Do you really think he has the mental strength and stamina and acuity to make sound decisions? Does he even have the courage to do what is obviously right for you, we, the American people?
I feel like this man is going to gaff our way into World War III if we're not careful here.